So David, you know, it's not all about just the features that were introduced in AutoCAD 2010. There are so many tools that have been around in AutoCAD for several releases that I think a lot of people aren't taking advantage of.
Well, really, I mean, palettes, there's a perfect example. People still don't realize or don't make use of the fact that they can create a hatch pattern, and then if they're going to reuse that hatch pattern throughout that drawing, they can take that hatch pattern and drag and drop it onto the palette, and then they not only have that pattern on there, but when they, let's say they're going to hatch the brick on the elevation of a building, when they drag that brick hatch pattern off the palette, they not only get the hatch pattern, but they get the scale, and it even comes on the right layer.
And they can right-click on the tool and modify that as well, right? Yeah. And you mentioned hatches, blocks.
Blocks are another one, right? So we'll create windows. We need to put windows on that building elevation. I'll drag and drop that block onto the palette, and then when I need to insert it on another elevation, just click on it or drag it off the palette, drop it on the building elevation.
So it's a great way to access block libraries, not just for the current drawing, but to be able to
access and organize them.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
And
the one thing that is new came in 2009, but is a very powerful feature, is the action recorder. Because people who don't have the background in programming, they've struggled for years, trying to create little auto lisp routines. The action recorder actually lets them do something in AutoCAD, start the macro recorder before they start doing it, record what they've done, and then they have a macro that they can repeat by simply calling up that macro and clicking replay.
And that's something that I've heard for a long time, a request that we've had. So yeah. That was a big thing in 2009. And it records everything that goes through the command line?
It records everything that goes through the command line and anything that you pick from the ribbon bar. The only limitation right now is with dialog boxes. So commands that you'd have to bring up a dialog box to do when you're working in AutoCAD, you're going to want to work with the command line version of that.
Okay, but except for the layer, let's see, it's the properties window and the layers dialog, it does.
Well, but remember, those aren't dialogs anymore. Those are palettes.
True, they're palettes.
So it works with anything that's in the ribbon bar or the palettes, but not the old traditional dialog boxes. Okay. So things like an array, you're going to want to do a command line version of the array command.
And it will just record those as you're putting them in, and then play it back, share them with your friends.
And then when you're playing it back, if you need to modify what you've done, it's not just playing it back by rote. You can go in and have it prompt for user input. So you can go back after you've recorded that macro and modify it to some extent.
Perfect. All right. Thanks, David.
You're welcome.